Welcome. Don't adjust your dial. Welcome everyone to the Lofi Poli Sci podcast. I'm your host, Michael Pickering. That's right, Lo-Fi as in low fidelity, low quality, in your face, messy as can be global news show. Here we're going to talk about that famous question, what's going on in the world today? It's Thursday and time for that lofi-Global news, fresh off the press. Source, AP News International. Rapper activist arrested in crackdown on Thai protest. As protests against the government have continued in Thailand, so too has the government stepped up its fight against the protesters. 9 pro-democracy activists have been arrested for sedition. And what exactly is sedition, you may ask? Other than a word from a bygone era? Sedition is the act of getting people to rise up against authority, the state. It's rebelling. One of the pro-democracy activists that was arrested was a rapper and a founding member of the group Rap Against Dictatorship. Keep strong, Thailand. We're still with you. Next up, source, Reuters World News. Putin critic Navalny fights for life. Aides suspect poisoning. Navalny is a pro-democracy and opposition leader in Russia. He formerly tried to run for president but was, in some people's opinion, wrongly charged with felonies, convicted, and then due to Russian law citing a convicted felon could not run for president, he was of course not allowed on the presidential ballot against President Putin. He was returning to Moscow when he fell ill on a plane, and they had to make an emergency landing. Those close to him said the only thing he drank that morning was tea, which had to be poisoned. We'll be following this case very closely, Lo-Fi Nation. Stay tuned for updates. Now, moving forward, because we never move on from anything, source, BBC World News. Belarus opens criminal case against opposition leaders. Belarusian protests continue. The crackdown continues. But in the middle of all of this, the opposition created a coordination council aimed at figuring out just how a transition of power would occur if one were to take place. P.S. This is actually a big deal, because in many people's power movements, once the government falls, no one has a plan of what to do next. So this shows forethought. The problem: now government prosecutors are investigating this group for trying to seize power. Careful, pro-democracy opposition. The government is watching. But we're watching too. Stay strong. Our following story comes from the BBC, Asia section. Kim Jong-un gives sister Yo-jong more responsibilities. South Korea's spy agency is reporting that the leader of North Korea has possibly given policy responsibilities about the U.S. and South Korea to his sister, as well as other responsibilities to other top-level officials. It cannot be stressed enough here, Lo-Fi Nation, that there are possibilities that this information is incorrect, because knowing about the inner circle of North Korea is extremely difficult to verify. This does raise an interesting question, though. Is this a sign of patrimonialism, even within an authoritarian regime, beginning to end? Write in and let me know your thoughts. And a last piece of news to send you on your way for the day. Source, AP News, Oddities section. Snowing cocoa. Chocolate factory glitch dust Swiss town. What's this? Did someone say it's raining chocolate in Switzerland? That's right, a ventilation system temporarily broke down in a chocolate factory and leaked fine particles of cocoa. Imagine this. You're walking along your day. A cool breeze blows by, and you catch a hint of chocolate on the wind. Sweet and savory, a gentle smile comes upon your face. You then notice on your hand a spot of dirt. You begin not only smelling cocoa, but tasting it as well. And then wonder, could it be? Could it be cocoa precipitation on my skin? Overcome by curiosity and a desire to know the truth, you lick your hand, and your hypothesis is confirmed. It's raining chocolate. Simply extraordinary. The company says the fine powder is harmless to people and the environment, and has corrected the factory malfunction, and additionally offered to pay for any damages that may arise from this, but no claims have been filed yet. And I imagine none will be. I imagine perhaps this town will start a new holiday, Rainy Chocolate Day, where both children and adults can come together to remember the simple joys of life. And it's a brief snapshot of what's going on in the world today. Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode of Good News Friday. Always remember that Lofi Poli Sci is more than just me. It's the we that we be. Write in with questions or comments to lofipolisci@planetmail.com. Thanks for listening. Stay safe. Wash those hands. And I'll see you on the next episode of the Lofi Poli Sci podcast. Pickering, signing off.